Well, good afternoon, Michiganders. It is Tuesday, October 27, and this, of course, is Tuesday with Tom, Michigan's only weekly internet show where we do answer your questions about estate planning and estate settlement in Michigan, and we don't send you a bill. I'm your host, Tom Doyle, estate planning attorney, lifelong Michigan resident, and ambassador for all things good in this great state of Michigan. Welcome, welcome, welcome to today's program. It's fall, and quite frankly, it is great to be back in Michigan in the fall. As many of you might have known, last fall I was working remotely from San Francisco, California. Of course, a very nice town, very nice place to be, but there are no changing colors of leaves in the fall. And I missed that. So I'm glad that I'm back here to be able to see the changing colors, although quite frankly, I'm not sure I am ready for the return of snow, but we will find that out soon enough. Brief recap of last week's episode, ways to help your spouse after your death. In last week's, which was an archived episode, I discussed 7 things that you can do to help your spouse after your death. Such things as gathering financial papers and making a must-call list and sharing passwords and much, much more. As I noted in the episode, a previous professor that I had in law school who taught wills and trust, one of the beginning discussions at every class or every year was his advising the men in the room that the one thing that men need to do is to prepare their wives to be a widow. Well, that applies both ways. It's not just preparing wives for widowhood. It's also preparing men for the possibility that their spouse could pass away first. And that's what I talked about is some of the things that you can do to help make it better or easier for your spouse after the time of your death. Today's episode, estate planning from home. But please remember what I'm about to discuss during the program is, as always, for educational purposes. It is not intended to be legal advice. As always, you need to work with your attorney to determine what is appropriate for you and your estate plan. Estate planning from home. Well, unfortunately, the coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic is still with us. And if you watch the news every day, it appears that it is resurging. There seems to be a second wave or a third wave or however many waves you want to be counting now that we're all spending more time back indoors and not able to socially distance as it has been recommended by the CDC. And of course, we're all tired of it, understandably so. We all want to know when and how is it going to end and when will life return to normal. And for many of you, you might have lost a job or you're concerned about losing a job and concerned certainly about your family's financial stability. And of course, we're all worried about the health of ourselves, our loved ones, and our friends. And included in that concern for many people is the fact that they or their family or their friends in the midst of this pandemic do not have an estate plan or do not have a current updated estate plan. So what do? You don't want to catch the virus, so you're not interested in leaving your home to go see an attorney to prepare an estate plan for you. And it's very likely that even if you wanted to, the law office is likely still closed. Maybe you'll look at online services like LegalZoom. They can be an attractive option since you can order your estate plan documents on your computer. You don't have to leave your house. You don't have to risk exposing yourself to the virus. But the concern is that documents from LegalZoom are not being prepared by an attorney, and you can't be assured that they meet your particular estate planning goals. Well, Amanda and I are pleased to continue to still be providing Michigan residents with our unique planning from home service. Estate plans that can include medical powers of attorney, include wills, include durable powers of attorney, include trust, etc., can be prepared and updated from the comfort and security of your home. And how does it work? Well, step one, you would go to the Planning from Home tab at our website, doylelawpc.com. And there you're going to find our estate planning guidebook that you can download. Inside that guidebook is a worksheet section. You'll complete the worksheet section and you will return it to us via email or fax along with a copy of your ID. And from that website, you will also schedule an initial telephone consultation with Amanda by using her online calendar. During step two, during the telephone consultation, Amanda is going to review with you your submitted information, answer your questions just as she would if you were present in front of her, will make recommendations regarding your estate plan, and will fully explain how our planning from home process would work from that point on. Step three, our office, following that telephone consultation with Amanda, will email you a retainer agreement based upon the conversation you've had with Amanda, and will send you an online invoice so you can pay it online. You can use a credit card or use an e-check to make payment. And if there are any additional documents that are required, such as copies of deeds, etc., that email will remind you of what other information you need to provide to us. And step four, when all of that is received by us, we will prepare and email you your estate plan documents with complete execution instructions. So each document that's included in your estate plan will have execution instructions. So if you have a trust, there'll be instructions on how do you execute a trust. If you have wills, there'll be instructions on how to execute wills, etc. Once you have your documents, if you have any questions about the documents or need something explained to you, then you can have a second telephone consultation with Amanda, where she will answer any of the questions that you have about your documents before you sign them. And finally, you will then arrange to have your documents executed, witnessed, and notarized per the instructions that we will provide you. Now, to reduce possible exposure to the virus because of concerns about how it is being transmitted, we're basically relying upon use of electronic communication rather than printed documents, and to expedite everything, trying to eliminate or minimize any use of the postal service. That's why we'll be sending you electronic documents. Electronic documents might also be required if you choose to use an online notary service for your document execution. However, if you prefer paper documents, we can, upon your request, we will, upon your request, not only can we, but we will, print and mail you paper documents if that is your preference. So to get started with your estate plan today, simply go to our office website, doylelawpc.com, for the peace of mind that will come from getting your estate plan prepared or updated, all from the comfort and security of your home. And we would very much appreciate if you would encourage your friends and family to get their estate plans done. They can go to our Planning from Home tab and order their plan as well. Of course, though, if you're already a client of ours and you wish to update your existing documents, we make available to you the Update My Plan feature that is available at the website under the Virtual Office tab. You'll tell us what you're interested in changing. We'll let you know what it's going to take to accomplish that and proceed accordingly. Well, that is going to be it for today's show. As always, if you have a topic that you'd like to have me discuss, questions that you would like to have me answered, because most of the episodes that we have of this program are based upon discussions that we have with clients, topics that have come up during those discussions, or questions that clients are asking us. So if you have a topic that you'd like me to discuss, or questions that you would like to have answered, then please send me an email, tom@tuesdaywithtom.com, or mail me a postcard, Tom Doyle, P.O. Box 16066, Lansing, Michigan 48901. And as always, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. That's Tuesday with Tom. Follow the office on Facebook and Twitter. That would be Doyle Law PC. Remember, too, Tuesday with Tom app is available in the App Store and Google Play, and we're excited to announce that in addition to being available on Apple Podcast, the podcast is now available on Spotify. So if you're a Spotify listener, you can find Tuesday with Tom through your Spotify app, and is also available on Google Podcast. And as always, you can ask your smart speaker to play Tuesday with Tom. I'd like to thank you again for spending some of your time on this Tuesday afternoon with us, and I hope that you have an awesome day and an awesome week in Michigan. Stay safe. Tuesday with Tom has been brought to you by the estate planning attorneys at Doyle Law PC. To learn how we can help you with your estate plan or with settling a loved one's estate, please call us today at 517-323-7366. That's 517-323-7366.